We went to Europe, right? Europe. Wow, look how fancy I am. I said Europe. That's how you, good. Well, I say Europe like an American now. What's wrong with me? So I fly out to Europe on the I think it's the 28th of August. And boy, do I not get a single wink of sleep. 14-hour flight. Dude, oh my god, I just forgot about all this bullshit. I forgot, you know, I should do paint to illustrate things. I should have pictures, honestly. I'm gonna paint, illustrate. I think this is better. Why is my window not capturing paint? What's wrong with that? What the fuck? What the fuck? Why does it capture it like this? What the heck? What the... Whoa! Whoa! What? What the heck? Oh, that's so cool. I don't know what... I am literally seeing paint on my screen. That's so bizarre. Let's chat. That's what I see on my other monitor. T-Dog VODs. What if I... Did it fix it? Okay. 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 Is there like a website where I can just... paint sub... Is there a paint website? Paint website. Yeah, this works. Don't save. Don't need to save. Just typed in this and this came up. Cool. Alright. So I fly out. August. So let's do Japan. Let's do, let's draw it. I think this is a great idea. Boom. Japan. Okay, not... Flags are not my strong suit. Okay. And then we go to the UK. No, we went to Ireland first, but we landed in the UK first. So this is where it gets so complicated, alright? So we go in the UK, I don't know, this fucking... Well, we technically land in England. I'm not going to draw the Union Jacks. It's too much effort. Alright. Alright. So, if you ever travel, you'll know a big brain strat, alright? Well, not a big brain strat. Alright. So we get the plane. How do I draw a plane? Is it like... plane, isn't it? There we go. Alright. Art is my passion, by the way, chat. So, I fly from Japan to London. Now, because when you do the tours and stuff, you're flying out of different places and you land in... it's all fucked, right? But anyone who's traveled will tell you that if you try to, like, return via all one-way flights, for some reason, doing a bunch of one-way flights ends up being, like, more expensive and also confusing. And if you just book a return flight, a lot of the times, for some reason, they're a little bit cheaper. I don't know why. So I had the big brain idea. I was like, okay, well, I'll just, instead of getting a flight one way to Ireland, I'll fly to London and I'll return from London. And then that way I can save a little bit of money and it's a little easier to book. And I don't have to fuck around with like different websites and shit. I can just stick on the one website and book the flight. And it's just easier. And if I have any problems, I can change it. So that's all well and good. So I'm on this fucking flight. Dude, okay, I'm gonna draw me. This will draw me. How do I draw... Wait, how do I draw the, pain? Okay, we'll just do...
Travel hack. Don't go to the UK.
Pain. It's pain. This is me on the flight, because I got 0 sleep. The flight took off at, like, 8 p.m., I want to... 8 a.m., sorry. And I land in the UK, and it's, like, 3 p.m., I think? So my brain is just all fucked. So 14 hours, no sleep, draw monkey. Okay, well... Okay. Sag monkey arrives. Not... Alright, this is not a great monkey. Alright, there we go. And so I'm like, okay, well, no problem now. This is me. I just have to wait 3 hours, until my flight, we'll do this for flight, because that's big brain, to Ireland des. This is not a good flag. Oh god. Oh god, what's the flag of Ireland? Which order is the colors? I'm gonna try and do this by memory. I think it's green here. And I think it's like orange here. Please, fuck. I hope that's right. I think that's right. I think that's right. Oh yeah, there we go. Just draw a potato. Okay. But, Of course, it's not that easy. So the moment I fly, this is me, by the way, I land in London, but an hour before, okay, first of all, chat, I gotta tell you, I'm a schmuck. I'm a loser. I hate to admit this. I pay for plane Wi-Fi. I know, don't hate me. I pay, listen, it's 14 hours. What else am I gonna do? I gotta check in my phone. I paid for the plane Wi-Fi, right? It's 14 hours. It's only $1 an hour, chat. Actually, it's very reasonable when you think about it that way. Okay, the point is, I pay for the plane Wi-Fi. So while I'm on this flight from Japan to England, to London, 3 hours before I land, I get the BBC notification on my phone. All flights have been cancelled out of London. Bear in mind, my dumbass is 3 hours away from landing in London. And I'm like, what? What does that mean? I'm gonna land there in 3 hours, am I not? Thinking like, what? Apparently, and then I'm looking it up. My brother works, he does stuff with airplanes and air traffic control. And I'm messaging him like, hey, what's the deal? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, great. My dad doesn't know either. My dad used to work with planes all the time too. My dad loves like what? My dad loves knowing when I'm flying, because he loves to keep track. So he's texting me too, and he's like, what are you gonna do? I was like, I don't fucking know. But bear in mind, I have this flight to Ireland in 3 hours. And I timed this so tight. I think, actually, no, it was even like 2. I gave myself 2 hours to get my bags, go through the check-in, and then check back in to my flight. This sounds stressful. This is kind of ridiculous that I gave myself 2 hours. I didn't want to be sitting around in the airport. So I gave myself 2 hours to fly. Okay, I should do the date so we know. 28th. Not that this matters. This is all of it. Ad. Oh, fuck, there's an ad. Shit. Sorry, chat. So I gave myself 2 hours to transfer. Upon landing, pretty much 3 hours before, I saw that my flight was still happening. 2 hours before my flight landed, all the flights got cancelled. So my flight got cancelled as well, and I didn't know what to do. So I land at Heathrow with 2 hours until my flight was supposed to be, but it's already cancelled, so it's gone. It's done. Use your primes, chat. Private ride, easy. No, yeah, private, yeah, so easy. But the one good thing is that even though we were arriving on the 28th, Dublin show, Dublin TT show first. That's terrible. 1st September. So I had this time to figure out how to get to Dublin, which you know, is a decent amount of time. And so whilst I was landing, I was looking at other flights that I could buy. But I knew that if I just went to the desk, they would put me on another flight. But I was like, okay, maybe I should book a flight just in case, if I can get one. And whilst I was like on my way to land, they just kept selling out. Like every single flight was just gone. And so when I was checking before I landed on the plane, there was no flights available to Dublin. And I was like, what the? On the same day, I was like, what the fuck? Okay, but there's still a few for the next day. Your handwriting is not legible. Don't worry about it. And so, wait, let me move it. And so then when I'm landing and I'm waiting for my bag, it's taking forever. Because of course it is, because it's fucking UK air travel. We just can't do anything good in our country. Everything has to be shit and slow. Drive there. Okay, well, that was an option. Why were the flights cancelled? So something went wrong with air traffic control in the UK, and just everything broke. The entire air traffic control system in the UK just went down. For like, and nobody knew why, which is just great. And so when I landed, in that 3-hour window between my plane landing, me looking like this, and me needing to get my other flight, it had been fixed. But all the flights had already been cancelled for like the next few hours. So my flight, even though the issue was fixed, my flight was still cancelled. And in the whole time I'm getting my bags, and I found out it's cancelled, but now it's fixed. I'm like, okay, maybe I can get a flight today. Couldn't get a flight today. And I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't book a flight tomorrow, because I'm sure they'll put me on the flight tomorrow anyway. So I waited. But as I was waiting, I kept seeing all those flights sell out too. And I was like, fuck. Wait, that means, okay, then no flights on the 28th. And my show's on the 1st. So no flights on the 29th now either. This means I'd arrive on the 30th. Which was cutting it a little close, but still fine. But I was like, fuck, where am I going to stay in London? Like, I don't know what I'm going to do for those 2 days. But anyway, I get in Heathrow. And when I get to Heathrow, greatest airport in the world. God bless the Queen, am I right, guys? So good. She's dead now, by the way, because you didn't know. I get to the London airport, stroll up with my bag, like, all right, what's up? F Paris, right. I finally get my bag, get through passport, super easy. I get into the country. Spoilers, sorry about that. I go up to, I go out of departures, arrivals, go right back up to departures, go into the terminal. It's a fucking mess, bro. Everyone is freaking out in this terminal. It is, bear in mind, I've been awake for like 20 something odd goddamn hours. I'm fucked. I'm sitting there like, God, this is pain. This is so pain. It's just if you've ever been in a situation where flights have been cancelled, you can imagine it's just so shit. And I seeing all these people, I was like, dude, I'm about to say just fuck this. I'm just going to get a hotel nearby and I'll figure this out tomorrow. Because I was just so dead. Anyway, so I have my bag and I go to the first staff member I see. And I'm like, hey, where do I gotta line up? My flight just got cancelled. She's like, I don't know. I was like, what? She's like, I don't know. What do you mean? She's like, I don't know. She's like, what flight are you on? I was like, I'm going to the island flight. She's like, oh yeah, I don't know. She said, I don't know, like 5 times to me. Like, the most helpful British staff member ever. And I was like, do you know anyone who would know? She's like, well, I think everyone's lining up in that line. And I was like, well, I said, I'm not being funny, but that looks like a 3-hour line. And I do not want to go in a 3-hour line if you think that's the right line. So I was like, is there anyone else I can ask? So she points me at this other guy, and I go to this other guy, and I'm like, hey, is this the right desk? And he's like, I think so. And I was like, is there any other desk where I could possibly get help? And they said, there is one other one, but it's for this other airline that I wasn't with. And this other desk, there's like 3 desks, and they do every single other airline. I was like, great. So I sit in this line, and it's like a line of maybe like 50 people. But because it takes like 10 minutes for them to get through every single person, and there's only 3 desks, you can do the math. This is taking a lot longer than I wanted it to. And I'm seeing that my flight is cancelled, but the flight after mine is not cancelled. It's like it's 1 hour after mine, and everyone, and they keep coming in the line. They're like, is anybody on this flight? And anyone who's in the flight immediately gets to go out of the line, and they get to go to their flight. And I'm like, this is so fucked. This is so fucked. I'm the one who got fucked. So everyone after me gets fucked. I get fucked. Everyone after me does not get fucked. So classic average airport experience. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm looking at the flights for the day after tomorrow, and they're all just gone. Gone. I'm like, fuck me, dude. So now I'm praying that this airport staff member can help me out here. And bear in mind, my flight was a British Airways flight or something. I don't know what it was. So I was hoping that, like, because it wasn't like a budget airline, because I've done budget airlines before, and normally they're like, rip bozo, GG, no, you're done. Find your own way back. Budget airline. So I was like, okay, well, maybe like I should be okay, because British Airways is not like a terrible airline, and I bought through their website, so hopefully it should be a little bit easier. No, it was not easier. So I waited 3 hours standing in this line, 3 hours, with the anxiety of not even knowing if I was in the right line. Can you imagine that? You're in a line, you can't pee or poop because you don't have a friend to sit in the line with you. You don't even know if you're in the right line. So it's just awful, awful. So I finally get to this desk. Why don't you just take your private jet? Okay. Well, if you guys had subbed more, maybe I could get a private jet. It's your fault that I'm in this situation. why don't you just swim? This would have been quicker. Yeah, I think it would have been. So anyway, I get to the desk and I finally get to the person. It's just, dude, and I don't blame them because they have to deal with what I can only imagine are the most stressed customers on earth. Because listen, no one is happy in the airport, but this person, I got one word out of this staff member. They would not talk to me at all. I finally got to the gate and I'm like, all right, yeah, this is my flight. She's like, okay. Typing. Ominous typing. Have you ever been in this situation? It sucks. Ominous typing for 5 minutes. Not a word. Not a damn peep. Just like... And they goes, okay, we can put you on a flight today. And I was like, oh, let's fucking go! Let's go! That's what I'm talking about! I was so hyped because I'm like, cause I thought I was gonna have to stay in a hotel. It was gonna be shit. She goes, okay, here's your ticket. I'm like, let's fucking go. Get the ticket. I'm like, what? Like, what is this? She's like, yeah, it's the only flight we could get. I'm like, well, this is not the airline I bought a ticket with. Like, yeah, she's like, this is an Aer Lingus flight. You put me on an Aer Lingus flight? What? I'm like, and I have checked luggage, chat. I have checked luggage. I was like, no, ain't no way. You gotta be kidding me. I can't go through this again. Don't make me get on that plane. So I had to make a decision. I was like, how's that even legal? How can you guys put me on Aer Lingus? I didn't even buy through Aer Lingus. How does that work? I literally booked a British Airways flight through the British Airways website. Why am I being put on an Aer Lingus flight? So, I have the gut-wrenching feeling of walking to the baggage check and I'm like, Aer Lingus, please take care of my bag. But I was happy at least this time because I had a tracker in my bag. I learned I have trackers in everything now. Every single thing I have has a tracker in it. So I was like, okay, well, at least if this goes missing, I know where it is, and it should be fine. So I check in my bag. I have 4 hours until my flight. Bear in mind, I've already been waiting 3 hours, chat. And I've been awake for like 20. I was dying. And I was like, fuck, dude. 4 more hours in this goddamn airport, and I smell like shit. I feel like shit. I just feel great. Awful. Not great. So, I go... So one thing I've actually been doing, and this has been helpful travel tip for anyone who travels a lot, pick an airline network and just stick to them. Try and fly with them. I never did this because I just always went for the cheapest flight. Yeah, I have like the, what is it? The Star Alliance Gold membership, whatever it is, if you get enough points from traveling. I basically just traveled a bunch, and then it's so good. I get to the airport, all the lounges I can just go to for free. I'm like, this is great. Fuck yes. All right. So they're part of the cartels. Dude, it's a cartel, but I'm down. I got free everything. I was like, oh my god, yes, please, thank you. So I just went to the airport lounge and chilled out for like 4 hours. Ate all their food. And yeah. Sounds like a rich bloke. Well, if you just do a lot of traveling for work, it's certainly helpful to use the same airlines. You can just rack up points. Very helpful. Weird flex, but okay. Well, I was dumb. I'm just telling you, because I was dumb and I flew for years, never giving a fuck about points. And then now I started doing it, and it's very helpful. I tried to convince Ludwig to do it, but Ludwig was like, nah, bro, I just pick whichever flight I feel like. I was like, you're a barbarian. Anyway. So, is there showers in the lounges? None the one I went to. I could have got it, but also I just didn't want to deal with all the shit. So I had to put back on my dirty clothes, and I didn't want to do it. But anyway. I finally, after what should have been a 2-hour layover, hold on. What should have been a 2-hour layover turned into, I guess, a 7-hour layover. But I finally made it into Dublin at 11 p.m. or something like that. Just sucked. But my taxi driver was really nice. I realize now that I'm very fortunate that I was born in an area of an English-speaking country where I can understand all English accents. But man, this guy was giving me a tough time. I'm pretty sure he wasn't even talking English half the time. And I just realized, man, this is impossible. Impossible for a non-native English speaker to understand any of these accents. But I arrive at the hotel, and everyone's just chilling there in the lobby. And like Gaunt, Sydney, our tour staff, 11 p.m. And I was like, guys, I'm gonna be real. I need a drink. I need a pint after all that. I was like, you guys want to have one Guinness? And they were all like, we're about to go to bed. John looks at me, fucking like that. Connor, I went on a whiskey tasting experience today, and I've done nothing but drink since 1 p.m. I'm dying, but I'll do it. So, like, 10 of us. That's me. I'm the biggest one, by the way. I'm 6 foot. Everyone else is 2 foot. I got a Guinness. It was very nice. Chill times.